Recording. So I watched this video in the morning. Professor Simon, Submarine Communication Mystery. Interesting video. And inspired me to go walking around my place and taking photographs of my special VLF, ELF radios. And let's go and take a look around. Aha. So Professor Simon found some unique variometer coil systems. They're pretty big. I'm just looking here to see what I have similar to that. Not that big, but I use a ground. Spikes in the ground, a round, heavy-duty system here. This is kind of my antenna, right? The round thing there has got spikes going through down into the ground. And just beyond that, you can barely see it as a VHF antenna. And over behind the VHF antenna, you look, well, it's hard to see it. It's about 2,000 loop antenna system, 2,000 feet. Goes around in a big square. I should have filmed the square. Oh well, okay. This is outside. This would be early 40s type VLF receiver. And possibly ELF. Quite common on warships back then too, and submarines. Here we go with VLF, bottom, HF top, as well as military and direction finders. I just had to throw that in. Some of the test equipment for VLF and ELF. Photo of one of my units. HF type receiver, Collins made, R390, R3 whatever, and also a converter on top of it. Some of the big heavy drive systems, voltage regulation system and that kind of stuff. Just in repair of new arrivals, by the way. And below that is another type of receiver, a little one, but very heavy. I had to throw this in too. I went on a bit of a off course, but oh well. This is serial number 1, Signal Corps radio receiver. Radio set ANP RPD. Well, that's hard to read. I should do another picture 3. Order number. Can't quite read that, but I have to do this again sometime. Serial number 1. It's a heavy-duty, really cool radio. Typical R390, I believe. R390 URR. Military-only type. I got quite a number of these, by the way. Type of pulse generating system. Also makes a good generator. VLF, ELF. This is kind of a unique directional finder device. Very heavy, extremely well made, and in super good mint condition. Okay, so calibration unit. Test set. Hard to read that, sorry. Okay, I'll throw this in as well. It was used in the 1960s Apollo project. It's in a case, by the way, and little information on it. Apparently 13 of them were made, and this one survived. It was on eBay at a very low price, and I bought it. And it was sent over to Phil for a radio to ship along with a pallet load of stuff. It is in mint condition, and if anybody knows anything about this, let me know. It's very long and very heavy and in mint condition. Let me know. Covers the standard HF bands. You see 16.3 to 32 megahertz. Quite interesting machine. Oh, I think I just filmed that. I did, okay. This is quite a gem I scored on eBay, okay? It's a VLF Collins receiver. R-3, if I can read that. 389/URR. This thing looks like it just come out of the factory. No dings, nothing. It's in super mint condition, like brand new. No problems, and it's got its own case and everything else. There's papers with it as well. So somebody's trying to just sell it off. I don't know how much these cost on eBay, but this was on eBay at a very low price, and I got it. With papers. Tested and everything fine. It's serial number, 30 something, I think, or something like that. We'll see. Okay, I got a number of these. They are VHF version of a Collins receiver. Very heavy and very well made and like brand new as well. Transmitter antenna tuning, calibration, tune, originate. This covers VLF as well. Let's keep going. This is looking up at this transmitter. It's very big and heavy. VLF and HF. This is a rather unique and extremely heavy device. It's the one I covered on the tag. Serial number 1 with case and everything. Very unusual piece. VLF intermix of some kind, megacycles. We got 16 to 26, so that's HF bands. Below is another dividing unit. 150 hertz, which is ELF. 400 hertz, 1000 hertz, external modulation, frequency calibration, all that kind of cool stuff. Can't quite read the bottom plate, but oh well. Photograph of radio receiver R389/URR. Serial number I think is 72 or something like that. There was only 1,000 of these made a long time ago. This one's in brand new condition. VLF receivers only, super regeneration type radio receiver. Very well-made piece. I have quite a number of these, and maybe an HF one too. Before super heterodyne, this is regeneration. Regen type. Has a separate power supply, which I do have, by the way. A very unusual, more modern kind of receiver for VLF and ELF. ELF gives measurements in yards and feet on top scale. A very unusual and extremely rare, probably the only one on earth. I don't know, but it was a super deal on eBay. Very few people buy these things on eBay. They've been sit for years too. Okay, VLF transmit and receive decoding system. Sort of like radio teletype RTTY. Punch code. Kind of cool, and run that into your VLF and ELF transmitter. You should get some response. I think it works just fine. This is another unique observation radar type VLF, ELF, and HF stuff. I'm missing a few pilot lights, but I got this from Nebraska Surplus. Was it Nebraska Surplus or something? Yeah. External something, blah, 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 blah. A very heavy piece on shock mounts. A very nice piece. A very nice piece. Okay. Good old 40s, 400 cycle, 300, not cycle, ohms. Just zero, external operate tune. This was on eBay for a year and I bought it. This is in megacycles below. The above piece is mounted onto this as well. The seller was claiming it could pick up ghosts and other things. I don't know, but this is the radio frequency meter below. I don't doubt it. These are very sensitive things to pick up all kinds of unique, odd signals. But okay, all this stuff is VLF with a decoder and scope system. Code recorder type, blah, blah, blah. Warren Manufacturing, Little Massachusetts. Allow to record your signals. It's in immaculate condition too. Really, really, really nice condition. Airborne Electronics, Hollywood, California. Used in basically in DLF, ELF. Let's see, kilohertz, KCs. Okay. This was on eBay in Canada. It's a very unique piece, and it's very long. I think about 30 inches long or more. So it's like brand new condition. But somebody probably got it out of the Canadian government or something like that. Who is the maker on this? Take a look here. Receiver tuning. It takes 400 cycle. Transmit. Like a transceiver. I don't know what frequency range it is, but RF output, I can read that. Tuning, it's a very modern kind of thing. It's extremely well made. Okay, this is a close-up of my brand new VLF R389URR. Serial number 782. It's like, as I said before, it's like brand new. Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I already mentioned this. Super mint condition. This is just a random shot in my place. Okay, just another random shot in my place. Doing an experiment in here, by the way. Some of the gear in VLF transmissions, as you can see, they have a proper cover for their R2DY unit. He's punching away, and I think that's a Collins receiver there, and looks like it's hard to tell on that angle. And then there's transmission gear and a few pieces. I recognize what the guy standing up there. I love those big rack handles. That's a big transmitter rack. Okay, this equipment here is from the 80s. I have bits and pieces of that, by the way. Had the whole system on for HMCS Yukon, so check it out. Power supply, two power supplies, inverters, tuning units, receiver, some more modern stuff. Okay, I don't know exactly what it is, but somebody sent it. Darren. Oh, Darren. Hi, Darren. You sent this to me. Okay, thank you. Ending with Mr. Professor Simon YouTube channel. Picture of a VLF, like I have. So if you're interested in this stuff, Professor Simon, science filmmaker, on VLF and ELF receivers, this inspired me to go and take pictures of my own receivers and what experience with VLF. Ever since I was a kid too, in ELF, I could hear power stations running and all that cool stuff on the radio. And a lot of hams and other interesting sounds. Still doing it here. Even get echoes of things. It's like a lot of stuff you can hear on radio. So when duplicating the Hutchinson effect stuff, well, you got to tune into what's around you. Then you get ideas, okay? Well, that was fun. Thank you. Oh, I still had to add this. It's got tape on it. It's very heavy. It's a ruggedized barium titanate transducer for picking up ultra ELF, okay? Also sonar. And I have maybe, how many of these do I have? About 4? I have about 4 of them. They're off a big heavy-duty transducer system. Very rugged. That is heavy steel around that, or stainless steel, as well as the transducer right dead center. You can almost read something there, can't you? I wonder if I can enhance that. Let me try that. Well, I tried to enhance it. I see a 4.7, I think. But also, in this kind of area of transducers, the other ones, I took out some pair of radio and made power packs out of it. The big cylinders had some numbers on them, but I don't know. But nobody seems to be able to find any of that stuff anymore, so. Barium titanate or something titanate, or it was tested at Kyoto Institute Technologies. It has a frequency range 18.5 kilohertz. Mr. Ojuwawa in Japan tested it. Not this, but the cylinders, so. Found the resonant type VLF frequencies.